This is Breakfast Daily. Time now to have a conversation that I am extremely passionate about. You know what? I mean, if I had a daughter, I probably could have named her tourism something. You know, or find a way around tourism and name my daughter. But before we go into our conversation, a very special happy birthday to you, Esinam Judith Avenyo. God richly bless you. This is coming from one of our very finest cameramen right here in the city. Paulus, you know, so I was asking Paulus, but Paulus, who is Esina? He said, he's okay, he's okay. Hey, people, we've had you so. Esina, Judith Avenyo, happy birthday to you. If you can also help me, you know, with who you are in Paul's life.
Hello, hello.
I mean, this is all
Do you want to give her the WhatsApp line?
Yeah, this is all tourism,
so
you understand, yeah.
You can send us a message on the side. Just say 0204 447-033. Tell us.
Let's know how you are putting Paul on the world map. It's very, very necessary. Yeah.
All right, so we want you to talk to us about, you know, when you think of tourism, what do you think? What comes to mind? How do you feel about tourism in Ghana? You know, there's so many different things that are going on. Sometimes you've traveled to places, you've seen how people do tourism in other countries and other spaces, and you see that maybe there's quite a bit that's lacking in Ghana. You want to contribute to the conversation this morning, please feel free to give us a call. Let me give you the calling number now. It's going to be on your screen as well. It's 0556 203 276. 0556 203 276. Give us a call. Let's know what you think about tourism. We're going to have that conversation for a little bit and just really get into the crux of the conversation that nationally, what do we make of tourism in this country? I think there's so much more that we can do. You know, I was discussing yesterday with you about the idea that I've had.
Yes.
You know, and I've been nursing this idea and I'm putting it out there now publicly because honestly, I've never been one to say, oh, I have an idea and I must be the only one to champion it, you know. Of course, if you're thinking about a business and you're looking at it as a potential business opportunity, then maybe you don't want to spread it out. But for me, it's more about national pride than anything else, you know, and how we can package Ghana in a way that people outside coming in will really enjoy a great experience, you know. Heritage Caravan, as we do it, is a fantastic experience. And to be very honest, I don't think there's anything that has ever been done in Ghana that gives you the level of experience that Heritage Caravan gives us in terms of tourism, right? But it's limited.
Yes. It's
3 to 4 buses. It's 13 stops around the country in 7 days. That's as great an experience as it is, it's limited.
Yeah.
You know, and we need to have tourism packages that run year long, you know. And one of the things I've been thinking about as I was sharing with you is something like a presidential tour, you know, where the homes in these countries, the homes of these presidents, you know, who are past and gone, will be touch points for people to learn about Ghana history, you know, and history in those periods where they lived, right? Yeah. So go to Hilary Man, he lived in Gwolu.
Like presidential museums,
exactly.
You know, just to know
and every home will have
you
a
need
mini
to know about
museum.
that, like we've done with
Kwame Nkrumah's
birthplace. That is not even up to standard.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
But for me, when I hear tourism, the first thing that comes to mind is service.
Yeah.
You know, and our customer service, how we do things. Because look, if we call for renovation of our tourist sites, we call for this, that. But it is the Ghanaian experience, you know, and that comes through our service. So we have all these, but when visitors come, people seem unbothered. People don't find a sense of urgency. Look, we have to be deliberate about selling Ghana. And what people would not forget is how you make them feel. So they can visit the place. It's beautiful, it's nice, but do we even have tour guides who understand exactly what we are doing? The person who is at the hotel meeting visitors,
there should be
what is their countenance like?
There should be a general narrative that we are all following.
Look, you go to certain places and you love visiting there because they see being nice as their job.
It's a job.
It's
to
not
be nice.
an issue of I'm in the mood, I'm not in the mood. No, we are marketing Ghana. So how are we making the people who are coming here feel? So somebody has come from a very developed country. They come in here. They can't even find people to attend to them, you know, and people act like they are doing you a favor. So people are going back. They have all the beautiful places they've been to, but they realize that the service was poor. And this is what will register in their minds, and they will remember that somebody wasn't nice to me.
Recent case in point is Charlemagne the God, for example, who said that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
He said the most beautiful, terrible service I've ever had,
You get it. And for me, we should be able to say that, oh, when you go to Ghana, the experience is fantastic. And the experience, that is not the buildings that are going to be given the experience.
The buildings don't give
people manning these things. You get it. If somebody is coming to buy, for instance, a smoke from you, how do you even engage the person? If they ask that, what is the historical background to this attire? What are you even going to tell them?
Do we even know?
Do we know? You know? So we really need to be deliberate about some of these things and tell ourselves that, look, when the people come, we are going to make sure that we package and give them a certain level of service.
Let me even ask our viewers right now. Do we know the history of the fugu? The batakari that we wear, the fugu that is worn. Do we know the history of it?
You know, the
headgear,
headgears
the
that
various.
come with
Do we
it.
know these things?
That all these have meanings.
Everything has a
so
meaning.
If up north, a chief is supposed to wear their hats in a certain way. If you're not a chief, you can't do that.
Wear it in
you understand?
I remember my first lesson in this was. I think way back in 2008, 2009, I went with an NGO to some villages, and we were, you know, there was a festival, and I was photographing and things like that. So I was curious because as I was photographing, I decided to photograph headshots. Then as I was I had 3-4 headshots. I was like, wait, hold on, what am I seeing here? There are different ways people are wearing their headgear.
And they're
so
all
then I
telling a
asked
certain
the
story.
question. And then I discovered, I said, oh wow, so it's deliberate. You know, it's not like, oh, I just felt like wearing it like this. No, it's deliberate.
You know, I mean, in terms of our costumes, the Otumfo wears a certain kind of kente. You can't wear that kente. You know, so all these things are, I mean, stories that we need to know. And so if I go to
people
Bonre,
across the country need to understand
you get it.
Generally.
If I go to Bonre and I want to buy kente and I ask what is the story behind this beautiful piece, do the people know? Can they tell us this? You know, and is that the fact?
Yes.
You
or
get it.
It's a narrative that they've created to just spin.
You know, and sometimes it's very unfortunate that we have foreigners telling our stories better than ourselves. So somebody will come from the
because
States somewhere, somebody will
find out.
Exactly.
And they'll go.
And the sad thing is, when these people come, we open our doors to them in terms of giving information as against ourselves. You know, so you go.
We are suspicious of ourselves. When somebody goes to ask a question, a person is a Ghanaian, and I've experienced this personally. You go to a town, a village, and you're asking questions like, what do you want? Who are you? Where are you from? But as soon as you see somebody with a light skin that looks clearly not Ghanaian, they will ask exactly the same question, and we are very forthcoming with information without asking.
Don't even ask.
You just
and we just want to throw
give the
information
information freely, you know, and all of that. So I think that we need to be. We need to have a national narrative, a national mindset, you know, that says that we're all in this together. We need to decide what direction we're going as a people. How do we want to package Ghana and sell Ghana to the rest of the world?
You know, for me, apart from service, when we mentioned tourism, I think one area that we can really take advantage of in terms of tourism is our stories. You know, right from communities to our names to where we've come from and all. These can be packaged beautifully into stories. You know, I mean, Utah has done that over the years.
Yes.
In Ghana,
that was an amazing show.
You know, so in Ghana, what I've noticed visiting various communities in the country is the fact that every community name tells a story.
Yeah.
Every community has a story.
Yeah.
So how did Mampong come about?
Yeah.
How did Osu come
Yeah.
about? When we say Akwetema, what does that mean? You know, so you realize that when we mention Ebri, how did Ebri come about?
Yeah.
These are all fantastic stories that we need to document them. Look, very soon we'll lose all these things because there's
the people
nowhere
who remember the
dying.
last truth of the story are
You get
passing
it.
away.
Exactly.
You know, and
we are
then
not
now we'll
documenting
have
things properly.
bastardized versions of the stories.
And you know, so for me, if I want to know the story of the people of Mampong,
Yeah.
you know, do I have to go all the way to Mampong? Is there a center that I can visit to get the story of the people of Mampong, the story of the people of Asantemai, the story of the people of Yendi? Can we get all these, you know? When we mention Frema, what does that mean?
Yeah.
You know, and I think that we can begin to market these names, and you will realize that foreigners who would want to be called these kind of names. Look, those outside, the people out there, they don't really care about which day you were born. So they don't have the Kweku or Ekuya. They know that I am married this, I am George that, you know. They don't have, I come from this village, you know, so I live in Accra, but my village is so and so, and it comes from this side, and my grandfather owned a farming community there. And, you know, there are stories that make us unique as a people. Why are we calling ourselves David? Why are we calling ourselves Esther and all these kind of stuff? You know, these are some people's names that we have also borrowed. And because they are popular, because in a way they kind of Christianize these names. So they force the names on you. All these are tourism, you know. So for instance, if you hear a name like Bosch, the first thing is you ask is, where is that coming from? Somebody will mention their name. Do you get it? And it is in a way also subtly promoting certain people's culture. You know, people come here, I mean, with those who are very interested in knowing their roots. They come and then they feel, oh, okay, so this was that, a certain warrior called Yasantua did ABC. Okay, so from now on, I want to be called Asantua because I know. Okay, so in our part of the world, if you are born on Monday, you are called Ajua. They calculate their days and they realize that, oh, okay, so I was born on a Monday, so it means I am Ajua.
I'm Ajua.
And it's very fascinating. They love that. Why can't we make this a big deal? You know, and push it out there.
I think it's a very, very important, you know, the conversation for us to have, and looking at how the different ways in which we can package ourselves, our stories, our history, and sell it to the world, you know. And a lot of the times we do a lot of things in Ghana by happenstance. It's like we almost just leave everything and let it be whatever it will be at the end of the day. But what we don't realize is that we are excited about people's experiences and stories and history because they've packaged it for us. You know, when you watch movies and you see certain things done in certain movies and everything, and it's exciting to you, you have to understand that people are being deliberate.
Exactly.
Deliberate and putting things in movies and selling a certain narrative in movies and so on. And so we need to also begin to do that. Again, we want to hear from you. So the phone number to call us on is 0556 203276. 0556 203276. Do give us a call. Let's know what you think. When you think tourism, what comes to your mind? How do you feel about the tourism sector in Ghana and the way we are running tourism in the country? We would definitely like to hear from you. Let's go back up north. Heritage Caravan will by all means touch the north this year.
Yeah, of course.
Again.
Yes.
As we usually do. But there's one fantastic gentleman up north who just, for me, is just mind-blowing what he's done. Red Clay Studios.
Ibrahim Mahama.
Yeah. I try to wrap my mind around what he's done and is doing. And it just beats my imagination, you know. He's taken a simple concept of, this is where I come from. There's almost nothing here by way of distribution of what is around the country, right? But I have a lot of other things going for me. I have vast land, endless space, you know, and it's good space. But I also have opportunities. People are not as educated, they're not as exposed. Why not do something amazing? And I saw yesterday videos of trains.
The trains, yeah.
Being trucked
yes.
up into Tamale. I was like, whoa, you know. And I hear it was like a 4-day journey.
Yes.
You know, to truck.
Yes.
And
From the Western region
yeah,
to...
Yeah, they brought it from the Western region. I think they came, it was from both Sekendi and in Sawam.
Yeah.
And then they took it up to the north, you know. And these are old trains
David,
that have been decommissioned long ago.
You know,
and he decided to go and buy them.
So last year, I was at the Red Clay Studios.
Okay. What was that your first time?
Yes, that was my first time.
Okay, so I have never been.
Okay.
So I have no idea what it's like.
That was my
when you
first
walked in, outside the studio, and you saw the space, what was that like?
Shocked.
Wow.
Shocked as in shocked. And I would say that I've seen a lot of these areas, tourist sites, you know, in Ghana and elsewhere. Yeah. But I was shocked and I couldn't believe that. So a Ghanaian has put this together and we are not making so much noise about it.
What were the elements that blew your mind?
Okay, so he has various studios, you know, that comes with various packages. So you enter a certain place. So I enter one of his studios, and the way the thing is set up, the first thing that comes to mind is a Harry Potter movie.
Are you serious?
I'm very serious. I was like, wow, this looks like a place that Harry Potter was shot. You know, all the haunted stuff, this, there. And this is something that has been deliberately created, you know. And my point was, why are we not even shooting movies here? Why are we not doing all these things here? And when we talk about being deliberate about some of these things, this is what we are talking about.
This thing you are describing, the only place I've seen it is in Paris. In Disney. Disney.
Look,
Disney
you will
World
be blown out. I said
it's
I got there
only
and
place
I
in
just
the world
couldn't stop talking about it. And you
it's right here in Ghana.
Right here in
We're not
Ghana.
using it for anything.
So we have Araba joining us from Somenya. Hi, Araba.
Yeah, hello.
How are you doing?
That is great. I'm fine.
Awesome. Araba, so you are a Ghanaian. When you hear tourism, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Yes.
Tourism, brilliant idea. Very good source of revenue. But what I want to say is that there is more to be done. Because, for instance, Boti Falls, if I want to go, as you rightly said, coming from Sekendi and all of that, it's far. So I would need to maybe spend a day or sleep overnight. There are no hotels there for me to do. So there's more to be done so that we can also patronize. That's what I want to say.
Right.
So they need to do more. Invest more in the tourism center.
Well, spot on. I agree with you.
Yep. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Araba. So the number again is 0556-203-276. Give us a call. Let's hear what you think about tourism. When you think of tourism in Ghana, what comes to your mind?
You know, so I mean, I think that she's really mentioned a very important situation, you know. So when we mention the tourist sites, what are the accessories? What are the complementary elements, you know, that come with it? I remember years ago, I went to, was it Kakum? Yeah, I think it was Kakum. Now, when you get there, I mean, the road to the area is terrible. Was it Kakum? Yeah, I think it was Kakum. You know, the road to the area is terrible. Now, washrooms are some way. I mean, little things, you know, quality of food, accommodation, because a lot of people, if you are promoting domestic tourism, people are traveling. So they are leaving their region, perhaps, to another region. They are leaving their communities to other communities. What happens? Because if we are going by the road, it means that some of these areas, you know, some of the areas are not really in towns, you know, in urban spaces.
No, they are not.
So they are in villages.
They
have to travel these things. So if I'm taking my time to even travel to that area, it means I get there, spend quality time. When I'm done, I might not be able to come back. Where do I sleep? You know, so you consider all these things and you realize that we can't really do so much. And so one or two, let me just forget about it. And this is what is affecting us in a way.
Michael from Ablekuma has joined us on the line. Hello, Michael.
Hello.
Michael, good morning. Welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Yeah, morning.
Yeah. Michael, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, Ablekuma Olebu.
Okay. What are your thoughts on tourism in Ghana?
Yeah, I want to talk about Koko Bite.
Okay.
Yes.
Koko Bite. Yeah.
What is it about Kokobite? What do you want to talk about?
The rules about Kokobite and the gutters is not nice at all.
The roads, and then the what?
And the gutters.
The gutters. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And the area itself is not clean. It's not clean.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
we have to do
something about that. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, because always we are seeing whiteness over there.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Michael. We appreciate your time. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So yeah.
You know,
again,
and Kokobite is an area that I'm extremely familiar with. You know, and I think that whole Kokobite area, you know, should be well packaged as a proper tourism destination because
it should be,
because of where it's located, close to the sea and all that. A lot of visitors love coming there, and I think that the indigenes themselves, the residents themselves are doing amazing. You know, you go to Kokobite and there are a lot of activities going on, traditional stuff, cultural stuff, you know, foreign stuff, all going there. I mean, fantastic stuff. If you go to the Big Millies areas and all, I mean, from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, fantastic activities. There are hotels
Big
there.
Millies has really made a name for
I mean, and that's why we are mentioning it, you know. And so I think that there's just not so much that authorities need to do, but we need to preserve. And I also think
it's like the few things you're supposed to do. Make sure
the place is clean.
There's access, you know, so that's the roads. Make sure sanitation is working. That sector is there.
You know, I mean,
that's all that really required.
I wouldn't want Kokobite to the face of the place to be changed because I think it has its own kind of
There's a vibe
feel,
there.
you know, to it and all that. We'll come back to the Kokobite story, but we also have Kelvin from Pokwase. Hi, Kelvin.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. So what are your thoughts on this?
My thoughts, when you look at Ebri Garden, the road leading to that particular area is not in order. That is also another attractive way of tourism. If you look at Nigeria, what is boosting Nigeria tourism is church. Because people travel all over the world to attend their church. And you come to Ghana, they need to do much about tourism because tourism generates income. Look at Dubai. Dubai, what is boosting their economy today, 90% of what is boosting the economy is tourism. If you look at other countries, I don't want to mention too much names, they have repaired their roads. The roads leading to those tourism sites are not in order. So if government want to generate more income through tourism, they must fix the roads.
Right.
Because these are the basic infrastructure that boosts tourism.
Yeah.
All right, Kelvin. Thank you very much for the call. We appreciate your time.
Thank you very much, too.
That's a very important, you know, it's part of what we're talking about here. It's just government has its basic work to do. Do that. Leave the private enterprises to do what they will do.
Of course, because the thing is, if the roads are good, if there's security, which the state needs to provide, you know, I mean, I'll be comfortable to put up a facility, accommodation facility. I'll be okay, you know, I'll feel secure enough to put up restaurants, to put up other entertaining facilities. But if we do not have these things, you go build a 5-star hotel. In an area where nobody can. Exactly.
People don't want to go there because it's unsafe.
One thing that we need to talk about at Kokobite is security. You know, I've gone to park my vehicle there and it was broken into. So you come, you go to have fun, you come back and you are going back with tears.
But even the last couple of years, this Christmas season thing, when you go to Kokobite, there's been issues of people getting,
we need to check
mugged
all
and other
these
things like
as
that.
well. We have Oscar also joining us. Hi, Oscar.
Yeah, hello.
Yes.
Oscar, how's Tema this morning?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
How is Tema this morning?
How is Tema? Oh, Tema is real good.
All right. Okay. What are your thoughts on tourism?
Okay, so I want to relate it to Ibrahim Mama.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So Ibrahim Mama is a contemporary artist. and he uses his artworks to try to expand things he believes in. That's like cultural things and artifacts and beliefs and traditions. But it seems like as a country, we've not really recognized his use or how he can benefit our tourist
sector.
Exactly, our tourist sector. You see. So I feel like we should try to draw attention also to the artistic side of things a little bit, because to even bus or track such large sizes of trains, I mean all the way to Tamale, it's really something. And one thing is, I've been there. I went there. I think that was last year. And you realize that because of the planes and things he brings to Tamale, it attracts these whites and these foreigners to come all the way from their countries, like Germany, USA, and things, just to come and see the place. Exactly. So I think if we're able to encourage such things, it will really help us.
Right, fantastic. Thank you very much, Oscar. Now, you see, the thing is, David, we need as a state, to support private people who are doing this kind of thing. Look, when you get to red clay, you will be amazed. I know what you would look out for, right? So we get to red clay. So Heritage Caravan was at red clay, and this year we will go back to red clay. If we don't go, me alone, I'll go there.
If I'm not on Heritage Caravan this year, I will use my leave time to go to red clay.
Start applying.
No, I've applied already.
Okay.
So me, I know where my
strategic
leave.
positioning. No, but you see,
If
the
I
thing
don't, that's when
is, so we get to red clay, and he has like a proper theater studio, like set up. You know, the theater in the round. You know, so there's like a thrust studio kind of stage, and there's also like a theater in the round where you guys can sit around, and the performance is good. The red clay was one of, if I'm asked to choose my 3 top places
on the entire
journey, red clay is one.
Wow.
Red clay is one. And I think that as a nation, we are not doing so much, to
support.
Supporting and also putting it out there. Look, I think everyone has done this. What can we do? The most we can do is to endorse it and really push it. Let's be deliberate. Go shoot movies there. When we'll come back. We'll talk to Mohammed from Yendi. Now, Yendi has a lot of tourist sites. Look, the Greenwich Meridian passes through Yendi. How many people know this? Hi, Mohammed. Hello, Mohammed.
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Right. So what are your thoughts on tourism in Ghana?
Okay. My thoughts on tourism in Ghana is that we have not created an avenue where we develop the interest of people to really...
Oh,
Mohammed is gone?
Sorry.
No, Mohammed, I like your angle, so please come back.
Please call back. Please call back. It's a very interesting conversation you're developing there.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what for me, I think there's a disconnect is that when individual private persons, without the aid of government, set up their own, initiatives, right? Government is very slow to create infrastructure or some kind of support system to let them flourish.
You say slow or nothing at all.
No, let me just be generous.
No, because look, sometimes it's
too slow.
Discouraging.
Yes, it is discouraging.
Because you want to do so much for your country. But it looks like the country is telling you that, but who send you? You know that kind of feel.
And I think that's the painful aspect of it all. Because you see, for me, Ghana Tourism Authority, under your auspices, you must have all the private initiatives earmarked under your auspices and say, what can we do for these people? Have you reached out to them even to ask them, is there anything we can do as an authority in tourism in Ghana that will help you? Because you're already doing what you're doing. And kudos to you, keep doing what you're doing.
David.
Is there anything we can do that will help what you are doing?
see, so what is GTDC
Yeah.
doing? The Ghana Tourism Development Company. What are they doing? Because they are the marketing wing of GTA.
Okay.
They are supposed, to fish out for these sites. Look at the investment aspect, make sure that we are getting money from all these kind of things, What really have they been doing? By now, maybe they're doing so much. Maybe one of these days we should drag Kojentry here, to come and tell us much more about the works of GTDC and how we all can also come together, to promote. I mean, I've contacted GTDC on several times. Hello, Kujo, you know what I'm talking about, but sometimes it's a bit frustrating, it's a bit discouraging because it looks like, well, there's no priority, well, we are not ready, well, we'll see what we can do and all that. And if you continue like that, look, people will be discouraged.
Yeah.
And for me, this is, so private people are doing it.
Yeah.
How is the state positioning itself to take advantage of this?
Yeah.
And really, if a private person is doing this, they sometimes have the finances, they sometimes have what it takes, they have the idea, but what they are looking for is endorsement.
Yeah.
Because when you step out, people are going to look at, okay, is your nation recognizing this?
Yeah.
And the kind of backing you even have. So for instance, if you have a letter, if you have an endorsement letter from GTA, from GTDC, from the Ministry of Tourism, and you go anywhere in the country that, okay, so I'm, for instance, putting together this documentary, or we are trying to package tourism in this aspect. We even have the backing of the ministry, have the backing of the authority, of the
No, even case in point. Even case in point. Look at what happened this Christmas. From maybe mid-November right through to the early January. Look at what the 100 and something events that happened. That alone, and by the Ghana Tourism Authority in conjunction with the Beyond the Return Office. Look, it just gives so much more credence
of course
to the events.
Yes.
Just having this backing. In the same vein, all these individuals, including Red Clay Studios, doing fantastic work, right, should be under the umbrella and the auspices of the GTDC, to say that we endorse, we support, they have our backing, you see, and so that, because you should do the work. They've done the work for you.
Exactly.
They've done the work for you. All you have to do is to give them endorsement and public support. So it means that people coming to Ghana, they come to your website, they see that, oh, we can visit here, we can visit here, we can visit here. These things are all endorsed by the Ghana Tourism Authority.
We are promoting December in GH. Fantastic, brilliant idea. I really love that. And kudos to GTA Hayakwesi for this. This is an amazing, fantastic idea. But beyond Christmas, what do we do? Because people come in December, to enjoy the Christmas and all the events, the festivities, the euphoria that we create at the bars we create around Christmas, with the hope that after December, they will keep coming because they've seen something very attractive, something very interesting. How do we sustain that interest beyond December? And for me, this is when now access roads to some of these facilities come in, transportation comes in, because a lot of the visitors are coming in. They're not bringing their vehicles, they're not bringing their cars. How easy is it to access
get around
these places? How are the people? Look, when you go to Dubai, the people themselves know that we are promoting tourism.
Listen, in 2013, I had the privilege of going to Dubai for the very first time, and when you are somebody who thinks a lot about everything that's going on around you, you notice things.
Yes.
And one of the things I realized was that, so a man approached me. My instinct, being Ghanaian, was that Asemaba. Because the guy was dressed like in a suit. He looked like an airport official. So he was approaching me, and I said, "Hey, what have I done?" But then there was a group of us, but I had separated myself from the group. So I said, "Hey, then let me find my people and go and join them. So that if there's trouble, then it's all of us our trouble." Not knowing that this is somebody who has come to the airport deliberately looking for people to tell them about the tour packages that they have.
Look, even before you leave
in the airport,
even before you get onto your flight, you know exactly where you'd want to go. They provide the information. You can go here. We can, you see, and they make it easy for you.
Look.
So last year,
Yeah.
I was with the boys in Dubai.
Okay.
Now, what happens is, even before we left, they let you know, they give you the time. A vehicle will come and pick you at 1 p.m. If you can't be ready at 1 p.m., just call this number.
Yeah.
If you do this.
Yeah.
And what I
Same
love,
experience.
and for me, when I talk about the service from the driver to the people manning these tourism sites, to the hotel reception people, to all these people, they make you feel so important, So the driver is, it doesn't mean they are your friends.
No, they're not your friends. It's business.
In Ghana,
it's business.
we are being nice because
Oh,
we are expecting that at the end of the day,
you give us something. Yeah.
But that is not the issue.
Yeah.
They know that it is our work. Look, you get to Dubai and the first thing you see are their taxis.
Yes.
And we're blown away.
Yes.
Because you go like, oh wow, Mercedes-Benz is a taxi here. Wow, Camrys are taxis.
And guess what I found out? Now, this is a narrative that I got from a friend who went on a honeymoon in Dubai, right? And then he came back and said, listen, do you know what I found out? He said, this is what he found out when he went on honeymoon. He said, the taxi driver who took them around on their very first trip he said this, he said, there are private taxis and there are government taxis.
Yes.
Now, the government has invested in the taxi system.
Yes.
The only way you can become a government-employed taxi driver is to, number one, have a first degree from a university. It's the basic requirement. You cannot be a government-employed taxi driver without a first degree.
And you can tell the difference.
That's why they put premium on it.
You can tell the difference between the government taxis and
there's a big difference.
The way the private taxis, they be boo.
The second one is that they are employed and they are on salary. So they are not hustling for money. They are on salary. And they've been educated in tourism. Do you understand? So apart from the fact that you already are at a certain level in terms of your education, you've also gone through a course on tourism to understand the government's drive, because the government says the first people that are likely to be met, by Emiratis will be the taxi drivers. Anybody coming in, taxi drivers are the first point of call.
Now, you remember sometime this week, the Dr. Mustafa Hamid made mention of how we tell our own story.
Yes, he did.
Look, Americans have been able to package their story to the extent that when you're in Ghana, you think that the moment you get to America, your life is made.
Yeah.
Because they make you feel like
They've
this
sold
is
their
where
story.
dreams happen. This is where this happened. Look, if you can't make it, if you're not in America, we have the American dream. You have this. But it does not mean that the moment you get to America, there's a certain mansion waiting for you that you
Please ask
enter.
your relatives who have been.
You get it.
How is it?
But
the story has been sold.
They've sold a certain story to you.
So
and
much
so
so
you
that-
do anything and everything to enter this country.
So much so that we don't even believe our relatives when they tell us that Charlie Nkoye.
You get it.
It's like
And
it's not going well. How is it not going well? We already know that it's going well, but you are saying it's not going well. How is it not
you
going
hear
well?
this in their music. I mean, when you listen to Beyonce's New York, this is where dreams are made. This is where you make it. They are deliberate about this, and this is how you attract people. Being deliberate about it and attracting people also means that doing your part of the work. Do your homework well.
Even just before we go for a quick break, even on the back of that, think about even what we've done with the year of return and beyond the return, and look at the influx of foreigners that have come in every Christmas because of this thing. And it's just a small, tiny part of what we can potentially do with Ghana. And suddenly, everybody has made Ghana the place of destination
in December.
In December. It's like the place to go. People and just get up randomly and buy tickets for December because it's like, Charlie, Ghana is the place to be. And they are planning 2-3 years in advance.
Of course,
they say, look, next year I got to go to Ghana. Next year I got to go to Ghana. Because we've sold a certain narrative. And we haven't even done it well.
Of course.
And people are
it could be better.
Can you imagine how much more we can do?
It could be better. And for those, so December in GH is with events and stuff. But beyond that, we are also on right through the year. We really have to be deliberate about.
I think we should do a match in GH.
we are doing a march in GH already because now with Heritage Month and all, and
I think
taking
GTA should
people
take it.
through. GTA, we are mentioning again that every year you join
march
us,
in
you know,
GH.
on Heritage Caravan, and we do this, but sometimes support with money.
No.
You know how expensive it is. So,
Mr. Ajiman, please, we are reaching out to you.
yeah.
March
So for
in
me,
GH should be a thing.
GTDC, Kojo Entry, Makwesi Ajiman, you know, and Dr. Awal, you know, Marco Krekumante.
Yeah.
You know, we are talking tourism and means that we need to do this. We started beautifully, you know, December in GH, fantastic idea. But I believe that beyond December, we should still be deliberate about pushing tourism, domestic tourism, and also international as well.
Yeah.